last piece of news from the conference call today. Jerry McDonald asked Kyle Shanahan, I think verbatim, the question was, would it be a reach to say that Brock Purdy is on track to play this weekend against the Texans? And Kyle, who, God love him, pause and says, yeah, it would be a reach. We haven't said that, and leaves it at that. So
I know I gravitated towards that as well. It's like, what? Wait a second. I thought he was trending towards playing in this game. That's why he didn't go on the IR.
Right. So I thought it was a good question from Jerry. I thought it was a very telling response from Kyle Shanahan. Maybe he just doesn't want the Texans to know. Maybe he just doesn't want D'Amico to know who the quarterback's going to be. That's possible. But how do you interpret that answer?
That they're going to ride the hot hand here. That Brock, I mean, Grant, here's the thing. We only get to see a glimpse of practice, right? You know, it's not really practice. It's kind of the warm up to practice, but we do get to see the quarterbacks throw. And I don't think anybody's trying to present anything other than their best. And Brock Purdy doesn't look good right now. I mean, I'll say that I'm probably the biggest Brock Purdy fan there is. You know, there's nobody who's a bigger fan of Brock Purdy than me, maybe. I love Brock Purdy. I think he's a really good player. I think he's a really good person. He looks bad. Okay? Trust me when I say that. He's not driving the ball down. In training camp, he looked spectacular. He was driving the ball down the field to Jordan Watkins. How about that deep ball? Remember the deep ball he threw to Jordan Watkins, like on the run? Like, it was like a deep post. I mean, it was one of the deepest, one of the longest ball in the air throws I could remember from Brock Purdy. He hit him in stride. He drove the ball down the field with strength and purpose in July. Now, I don't see that arm strength. I don't see the accuracy. I don't see the mobility. He looks sore. He doesn't look explosive. If he loses a little bit of arm strength, a little bit of accuracy, and a lot of mobility, he's not Brock Purdy anymore. He's not the same guy. So I don't want to see a guy wearing Brock Purdy's jersey who doesn't have Brock Purdy's skill set out there instead of Mac Jones, who's 4-1 and on a heater and playing the best football of his life. I want to see more of Mac Jones, not because I've got some vested interest in some quarterback battle or even Jones being the starter. I don't think you should put Brock Purdy out there for any more games until he proves that he's healthy.
I agree. And I get the feeling there's maybe a little bit of tension, maybe that's the wrong word, between the team and Brock, in the sense that he hurt it week 1. It was supposed to be a 2 to 5 week injury. They brought him back after 2 weeks. So as aggressively and quickly as possible. That Thursday, we were talking to him about it, and he said, I only want to play if it's going to be me, if I can be Brock Purdy. I want to see how I feel game day. Next day, Kyle says he's playing, and he's not even questionable. So to me, I don't know. I mean, Raheem Mostert said this team has some tendencies of pushing players back on the field maybe before they're ready. Felt like they were like, hey, Brock, you're the franchise quarterback. If you can protect yourself, we need you. You got to get out there. And he did, because he's a tough guy. But it didn't seem like he was super eager to do it. It backfired. And now I'm guessing that they're on Brock's timeline now. And they don't exactly know when Brock's going to be ready to go, because it's up to Brock. He already saw what happens if you come back too soon and you're not ready. You set yourself back even further. And I think he's intent on making sure that it heals 100%. And so that could take all year. Who knows? That's my guess.
I I hear you, but I don't know. Maybe my read's a little different. I think that the read I have on it is that they are putting it in his hands, and that he wanted to come back because he understands the dynamic. He signed for $265 million. The entire league, everybody's looking at him. His teammates are looking at him. Everybody's looking at him. He understands that, and so he doesn't want to disappoint anybody. He wants to get out there. He wants to help the team. He wants to show that he's a tough guy who can play through pain. But this is not that kind of an injury. It's not the right injury to play through. And I just think I think it's all about him. Grant. I don't think they're forcing him to play. I think they said to him, hey, do you want to go on IR, or do you think you can play within 4 weeks? And he's like, I think I can play within 4 weeks. I think that was a bad decision. And then now I think because they made that bad decision, I think Brock would like to get back out there this week. And I think the team is starting to see that, you know what? Brock Purdy at whatever percentage he is not as good as Mac Jones at whatever percentage he is. So
yeah, it's possible I was 100% wrong. It's possible that Brock's the one that pushed to come back and play against Jacksonville. They saw how it worked out. It didn't work out so well. And the team's now like, you know what? You need to get 100% healthy. And until you do, we won't say this part out loud, but this guy gives us a better chance to win. So all the more reason for you to take your time, Brock. Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. Win or lose, you'll get $50 for playing. Use promo code Cohn, COHN, and download the app now.
Dude, I think that analysis I think is spot on.
Okay.
I really do. I really think that second scenario is the scenario. I think right now, I think the initial scenario was like, hey, Brock, when do you feel ready? I'm ready to go. Okay, you're back out there. Oh, now you exacerbated it, and now you got this other guy's playing really well. And Brock, they're at practice. They should see what I see, that it doesn't look good. And so they're like, but Brock knows that he's dangling kind of in a way, because it's like he was trying to assert leadership and show that he's tough and lead the team. And you can't do any of those things with a damaged toe. So I really think that now he wants to get in there and would probably gut it out even under pain. And they're saying, hey, you know what? Let's not rush this back, because they know they got another guy over here they can win with. And they are winning with.
And I think we've seen people argue, like, who's the better quarterback? Is it Mac? Is it Brock? I mean, they're similar. They have different skill. I mean, they have their own unique skill sets. I think you could argue for either one. I think the most important distinction right now is, as like you said, if Brock doesn't have this toe, he's not going to have his mobility, his arm strength, his accuracy. He's not Brock Purdy.
Right.
So, Mac, what's kind of nice about him is that he can be Mac Jones with the messed up knee. He can be Mac Jones with a messed up oblique. He has just a little bit more, what do you want to call it? Wiggle room. I don't know what you want to call it, but that's a nice trait for a starting quarterback, just to be able to play hurt and still give your team a chance to win, still be able to play well. Brock's done it at times, but the more we see him, it seems like he really needs to be close to 100%.
Yeah, I mean, Jones is not a mobile guy anyway. You know, Brock's better because he's got next level movement ability when he's right physically. I think when they're both right physically, I think Purdy offers elements that Jones doesn't offer. But I think going back to Alabama, going back to Iowa State, and if you really want to assess these guys completely, I think you also can safely say that Mac has a history of taking care of the football better than Brock. Mm-hmm. And we're starting to see that too at the pro level. But those numbers revealed themselves in college for both. I mean, Mac did not throw a lot of picks. Brock threw a higher percentage of picks. So, but I think Brock's better. They both can process. I'll say this about Jones too. Jones reminds me a little bit of Brock in that first year, is that Grant, I mean, he doesn't give you many opportunities in a game to hit him. The ball comes out. The ball comes out really fast. So Jones is a great quarterback to neutralize a rush. And by the way, Brock and Jones both are expert at throwing off of different arm angles to get the ball where they need to, different speeds. They'll do what they need to do to complete the passes in the short and intermediate. I saw that from Jones in this game. There were a couple passes he's kind of changed his arm angle and changed everything about his throwing, threw around the arms of the D linemen. So they both are good in the short game.
And I think the way Mac is going to try to differentiate himself from Brock, I don't think he's going to differentiate himself with his play. Brock was fourth in the MVP voting and went to a Super Bowl. I'm not sure that Mac's going to be able to do all that. But what Mac can do is show the team that he keeps getting up, that you put him behind this offensive line with Matt Hennessy and Connor Colby, and you get him hit 10 times a game, he's going to keep showing up. Whereas Brock Purdy has missed 7 of the last 14 games. And in his last 2 starts, he suffered injuries that knocked him out multiple weeks. And I mean, that doesn't mean that he's a worse quarterback than Mac Jones, but to be a starting quarterback long-term, to be a franchise quarterback, you have to be the guy who plays most games. I mean, Brett Favre never missed a game when I was a kid. That was his thing. I mean, there are quarterbacks who can essentially be out there every week. And if you can't, then you're Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, I mean, Jones also, it's like he's a guy that gets less. Seems like defenders get fewer hands on his passes, and I don't know if that's because he's a bigger guy, or if it's something that he does as far as his eyes. But it seems like his passes don't get defenders don't put their hands on his passes as many times, it seems like, as they do with Purdy.